Alrighty, been meaning to sort of cut this video now for about 2 days. Keep getting interrupted, so halfway through what I'm trying to do. Anyhow, so the first game's going to be the Kashmirtiger, and he's driving his Fv4202. It's going to be on Destiny's Pearl, or Dynasty's Pearl as I like to call it, which isn't, let's be honest, the best map necessarily for this tank. It's quite a sort of flat, urban map. But for all of that, he's going to do what he normally does, which is to load up, see which way the team's going, and kind of be patient. And for people who don't play this game well, patience is the thing you need. So he hasn't YOLO'd, he's basically going to sit back and wait for the Reds to get spotted. As you can see, the majority have gone down to what is in the Primacy, usually C-cap. So he's actually going to push in the opposite direction, see if he can get any shots across the map into the central spawn area, and lo and behold, tracks up 21295, reverses back around, tracks him again, takes one back, cheeky one into the lower plate, God knows where that went, but there you go. And he does something very clever, which I actually think pretty much decides this game. He flanks back around here, sees there's no shots on, has a look at the Leo, pops him, and then turns back around and goes the opposite way, because both the T110 and the Leo have pushed, and he knows that that flank's lost, so rather than stick around and get wrecked, he's going to come all the way left, support the team. God knows what that FV's doing, by the way, sat in the middle, but there you go. He's going to push on, he's going to start looking at low hit point tanks, and he's going to start clearing. Into the IS-7, from behind IS-7, obviously, you know, he's done what he can there, but he's out of the game. Takes one in the side from the T-54, he's now the next lowest hit point tank, so he's going to push him. And this tank now has got an object in his arse, and by the way, the object is a noob, as we'll be seeing later in the game. He's going to get into the FV, that's all good. Misses him, he's on a long reload, the object actually manages to clear him out, into the T-54, one in the butt for him. All done. And the game's now level, but then of course this is Blitz. Not for long. So he's going to come round, and it looks like this waffle has gone AFK, which is, let's be honest, quite unfortunate for the Reds, because it could have made quite a big difference to the outcome of this game. But for all of that, he's been farmed up. And now we've got a Leo, and we've got a Jaegeroo sat in the middle. Leo's coming round, clears out the Yarg, and now we're 2 on 3, and there's some pretty high hit point tanks here. Now, I love what he does here. He's basically going to dance around this T110, cracks him up, goes around him, gets a lovely bounce, but then you'll get that on this tank because the actual top glacis is pretty damn tough. Into the back of him, this guy doesn't know what's going on, he's all over for him. Excellent. And we're left now with the object and the Tiger with a Jaegeroo. And the Jaegeroo, you know, in fairness to him, is not in a good position, but for all of that, he's got a big flaming gun, and he can clear either of these tanks with a one shot. So the object's putting fire into him, the Tiger's just staying around him, keeping him spotted. There is absolutely no rush here, right? We've got 3 minutes left in the game. Let's go and do the right thing. This guy plays a lot of Tier X, you've got to be patient, no rushing in. And what he's actually hoping is that the object will come from the opposite direction, and the object's followed him, and he's saying, no, dude, seriously, like, we need to flank him from 2 angles. And you'll see in chat in a minute, that's exactly what it's going to say. 2 sides, let's not go at this guy single file, let's go round him on 2 angles. Basically, if one of us takes a shot, the other one can clear him, no worries at all. So The E75 says idiot because either he's talking to the object or he's got no patience. The Tiger's going to flank round and have a look at the E100, and this is funny.
Enemy armor is damaged.
The good old Jaegeroo is... It's happened to the best of us, and indeed the worst of us. Those are pranks. That's a tough gig. Clears him out. Probably can't believe his luck. Leaves him absolutely wrecked. But anyway, lovely game from the Tiger there. You can see he's done 5k damage. He's got 5 kills. He's got a Radley. He's got everything that's kind of possible to get. And, you know, good for him. Well played. Patient gameplay. Worked the map. Was a total pest throughout. Took his shots. Took his luck where it happened. What a mate. Thoroughly deserved mastery. The second game is going to be the Mavel, or Mavel, in his SU 122-54 Gold Wagon. And he's going to show us how to play TDs. And I kind of wanted this game in because I've been playing a lot of TDs of late, and it is like a different skill, and I think it's quite interesting once in a while to see a well played TD game. So standing joke in the clan, the Mavel is a lover of rocks and rock stratas, and you know, any map which has lots of rocks, he's instantly a happy boy. And this map is Mavel Heaven. There's a ton of rocks on this map, and boy is he going to use his rocks. So he's got him poked himself up in the nice TD spot, which you can, if you play this side of the map, you can just pop up here, and you can see all the way across into what is in New Primacy A and B cap. If you look at the map, the really great news, and he's just checked it, is that the mediums have pushed to the top of Castilla, which is great. That means he's not going to have any fire coming in from the left-hand side, because those guys are going to spot up anything that attempts to do that, plus he can cover them. He can also cover the team as it pushes across. And lo and behold, frighteningly enough, the enemy heavies have camped the back, and they're now reconsidering their life choices rapidly, and you know that this is just kind of like a dream for a TD, because they're all just sat up there. All he needs is one of the guys there just to push forward a little tiny bit, get the view range up, and you can bet he's going to have shots all day. There you go. The Centurion foolishly has decided not to move, and indeed still sits there, and eventually, you know, in some sort of delayed reaction, moves out. And for all of that, you can see that the shots have dried up, so the Mavel does exactly the right thing here. He repositions his TD across so that he can put effective fire into the enemy, rather than sitting up there and basically typing spot to his team. He's actually pushed round, and you can now see where the KV4 and the ST1 have moved into sort of, well, what is a kind of traditional spot for heavies. I never really quite get why heavies sit there, or you know, if you get more than one, I don't see the point in sitting there, but they are. He's going to sit here and put fire into them across the map. He's got the ST1s are actually a rock hard tank, and you know, it's going to be a very, very difficult pen from here. Actually manages to track him, which is good enough. And now he's fully spotted and has a poke and realises the errors of his ways. So he's going to do the right thing again and relocate his tank to, funnily enough, another rock. The enemy are not pushing, they're just sort of sat there, bleeding hit points. God knows why, but they are, that's what they're doing. So he's going to move up here, and he's going to select a different angle across the map, and you can see already the movement from the KV4, which is anticipated. If the KV4 decides to push across, he's not long for this world, and indeed, so it proves. In the meantime, the T-49 seems to have managed to kill himself. I guess he was swimming in the river. Well done, T-49, valuable contribution, buddy. And the Reds are still sat there, but wait, lo and behold, an IS-3. Yup. And our man finds a rock, as said, in rock heaven, and he can start putting fire into the front of the pike nose on the IS-3, which is super. The IS-3's got bugger all view range, so this is lovely little position for the SU. He's got shots all day on this guy. He's managed to get his damage up now to 2,500, but for all of that, the team are now severely down. There's only 3 good guys left, and the Reds are probably thinking, life be good. We've not really had to do anything in this game except camp. Oh, and the Centurion moves out, takes the scent, no worries at all. T-32 moves as a bit of a poke. Actually gets a horrible roll of 593 into the front, which is unfortunate given that the armour on the front of this tank is relatively troll. IS-3 decides to move out again. Silly boy, silly boy, gets a dose of 365 in the side and gets cleared out by the T-34. There was no need to push there at all. T-32 starts to lose his marbles. He too is pushed. He is not long for this world. He's going to get a nice dose of love any second now. There we go. Done. And now, miraculously, we're down to a 3-on-1. And the ST-1 is kind of like an awesome tank. It's a tier 9 tank. He's top tier in this game. You've got to look at this. I know he's the last man in the game, and everyone always, you know, gets in chat and calls people staff when they're the last person. But he's got to do more, you know, than he's done. He's driving a big ass heavy tank, and what's he done? He's just sat and camped back with it. He's done really nothing in this game, and he's now going to get farmed up. And then you have this sort of dance where the Marvel's like saying to T-34, after you take the shell from the big nasty Russian tank. I'd rather not. The Steve fires, gets into the side of him. T-34 now pops up, puts a shot into him, and the Marvel's in to clear like the true rock hugging grub that he is. Lovely game. Wanted to share it. It's just a really great illustration of how to drive a TD, reposition, and just having a bit of patience. So lovely battle, mate. Much appreciated for sending it in. Cheers.